Good morning, my beautiful people. It is Friday, 1/21/22. What a good day we have already ahead of us. I'm getting straight to the topics. We're going to go to the preview for the division round of the postseason, and then we're going to get right into the head coaching carousel because I spent at least a few hours yesterday looking at landing spots, who's who, who's where, what's going, and oh my God, it's just a wonder what of who's going where, who's going who. Eh, this type of stuff happens, but we got at least 8 good spots open. Really 7, you could say 6 because we don't know what Asachi is going to get done. But anyway, um, Antonio Brown, he's on this tell-all rant around the NFL. And I mean, it is just one of those, I don't know what you want to call it, but he's just out there. He goes on, he's going on. Shout out to Brandon Marshall. I am at Lee Park. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the homes. You know what I'm saying? The bros, they do their thing over there. I've been watching since season 1, since I started, man. Shout it out, man. All right. Antonio Brown, he goes on there and he speaks out, and he's really candid with what he says about the situation because it was all a wonder what to all of us outside looking in. Anyway, Antonio Brown, there's nothing wrong with my mental health. So he's pointing out there's nothing wrong with his mental health. You know how sometimes you may feel some type of way that has you strongly opposed to whatever it is that has you feeling that way? You may react out of character in such a way that we're all like, is mental or something wrong. Anyway, AB made a headline exit from the Tampa Bay game against the Jets. And now he has a tell-all from AB's perspective. Reported he has mental issues or he's experiencing some mental issues. See, that was the headline when it first dropped. We always sort of, maybe AD's having some mental breakdown, AD may be going crazy. But hearing when he broke it down is totally opposite of what it is. This is a quote from AB. He says, "Why every time something happens bad or how someone reacts and he crazy, there's something wrong with his mental health." Just what AB says. Every time somebody acts out contrary to what somebody else's belief is, people want to say, "Oh, he's crazy. Oh, he's going through something," or this, or whatever the situation may be. But I mean, let's get to the point. The man pointed out a very good, valid fact because we weren't on the sideline to, truthfully get the whole side of the story. Now, granted, there's a way of doing things, especially when you're on that professional level that you're on. You just don't take the pads off, throw everything, and make this grandeur exit. And that was all for whose benefit? Not the team's. All right. AB quoted as saying, "There's nothing wrong with my mental health. Someone told me to get the fuck out of here. I'm not passive aggressive." Alleged Bruce Arians told him get back in the game. He said he wasn't. He claimed he was injured. And he alleges that Bruce Arians says, "Get the fuck out of here. You're done. You're fired. You're out." Of course, we're not going to get the full tape of this alleged interaction. But this is what AB is saying. There's nothing wrong with my mental health. Someone told me to get the fuck out of here. I'm not passive aggressive. This is what AB is saying. So weird. Like, wait, what really happened? Okay, now this is what the beef is. Brown broke down his beef with head coach Bruce Arians. Brown said BA wanted Brown to play and didn't believe Brown, claim he wasn't physically able to. That's when Arians kicked Brown off the team on the spot. Now, AB's quote is an NFL Super Bowl team coach told a guy on the team who's playing hurt, get the fuck out of here. Brown says. Check that shit right now. I had to do it right now. Okay? A Super Bowl team coach told a guy on a team who's playing hurt, get the fuck out of here. This is what Antonio Brown claims was told to him, which caused him to react the way he reacted in that stance. I know that we're not all on the same page as, Mr. Brown here with, how he feels about things like that. But this is alleged what he said. Brown pointed the recent incident with BA after. Now, recently, Bruce Arians could be seen in a recent game against the Eagles running out and slapping Andrew Adams' helmet, claiming to avoid to stop him from getting a potential penalty. And, Bruce Arians was fined $50,000, which he's now appealing, of course. You heard it here. However, was Bruce Arians and get the fuck out of here statement to Antonio Brown? Kind of weird, right? Not really, but I could see Bruce Arians dropping the F-bomb and telling them, hey, it's almost like a form of, if Bruce took it as if he quit on the team, Antonio's legitimately claiming he was injured. But if that's the case, you still don't get the reaction from that. And then you take to the airwife and air out all your business and dirty laundry and texts and DMs, all that. Why do all that if you're not chasing some clout? You're trying to ensure that you can keep your campaign movement going because, people pay for publicity, any publicity, bad or good. That's what I take from this story right here. Because, like I said, Antonio Brown says there's nothing wrong with my mental health. Someone told me, get the fuck out of here. I'm not passive aggressive. I mean, I don't blame you. AB get the, but I'm not sold on this whole story. All right. On to the next best thing, which would be just what y'all. Head coach. Head coaches. But look, watch this. Hold on. Let me add this to the stream. Y'all subscribe. Hit the like button. Y'all watch the video, man. Just hit the like button for your boy. Give your boy a like on this video. I'm doing the late night, early morning shows just to get this content out to y'all ahead of the proverbial news cycle of sports media. And it's Friday. So let's go with this Friday perspective. All right, Houston. They're in the area for a new head coach. New York Giants, Chicago Bears, Miami Dolphins, Denver Broncos, Jacksonville, Las Vegas Raiders. Hold on, wait. Minnesota Vikings, Miami Dolphins, Las Vegas Raiders. I said them. Denver Broncos, Houston Texans, If we were to take somebody's source source information and run with this head coaching thing, this is what the head coaching run carousel would look like. Jacksonville will have Byron Leftwich, OC for Tampa Bay. Houston Texans will get Jonathan Gannon, Eagles defensive coordinator. Denver Broncos will get Dan Quinn, Cowboys defensive coordinator. New York Giants will go with Brian Flores, former head coach from Miami. Minnesota would take former head coach of the Eagles, Doug Peterson. Chicago would get Brian DeBoer of the Bills, the OC, and the Miami Dolphins will take Eric Bieniemy, of the Chiefs, who's the offensive coordinator. The Raiders would take a Urban Myers approach and get a college head coach, Jim Harbaugh, who actually was in the NFL prior to his college debut as head coach for Michigan. He went to the Super Bowl with the 49ers. He actually did not have a bad record as a head coach in the NFL. But the Raiders are pretty much sold on him. I mean, I posted an article on our Twitter page, and the feedback I got was nice because it was like, this could potentially be the truth. This could be set in stone. They fired their general manager, Mike Mayock. You're bringing in Harbaugh to give him that luxury of having free reign to build an environment for him to lead the way. You're getting a team that is a playoff caliber team because they made it to the postseason. All right. Denver Broncos are looking into Dan Quinn and Patriots linebacking coach Mayo, which is not shocking because, who would not want to take supreme stock from a winning franchise and put it to good use? I must admit. I mean, the list of names Jacksonville has ran through of people to interview for their head coaching position is outrageous. But the names are floating around are the same names being cycled through each organization's interview process. There's no definite who's going where. I'm not even going to sit here and say we can predict that this coach or this will be the next. No, there's no way because some people may not feel they want to make that leap. Some people may not want to even go with the organization move. It might not be the right move for the people. Look at Josh McDaniels. His name was floating, but you haven't heard anything. And the Patriots are currently out of the postseason. Let's think about that. Really, let's think about it. Oh, wait, okay. I'm just making sure. Because guess what? This is going to be a point where Chicago needs a GM. Houston needs a head coach. Jacksonville head coach. Miami needs a head coach. Minnesota head coach. They're looking at Raheem Morris as well, Minnesota. The New York Giants need a GM and head coach. Vegas needs a GM and head coach. The Broncos need a head coach. So you have 1, 2, 3, 3 GM positions open, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 head coaching positions that are up for grabs. And the amount of candidates that names have been dropped in this pool of head coaching potential hires is wow. Okay. Wow. No. like I said, getting past that, there's no way of definitely saying Brian Flores is going to be the next head coach of the Giants or the Bears. There's no way of saying Kellen Moore or Dan Quinn gets hired someplace. There's no, until it happens, we won't know until they narrow it down to where somebody insider gives us some insight, just a little bit of insight to where we can agree with them. All right, all right, we got that out the way. Now let's go to let's check the headlines. Let's check the headlines out. Let's check the headlines. Check the headlines out for you. All right, now here we are on my Twitter page, Touch SM365, just for y'all. Let y'all know. Let's see. All right. Oh, we got this matchup right here coming up this weekend, right here. Okay, let me go back and see how it is. All right, good. We have this matchup, 17 versus 15. A good matchup, nevertheless, but it's a rematch of the AFC Championship of a couple years back, and guess what? Can Buffalo actually upset the Chiefs in Arrowhead? Let's go. Let me see. Let's go. There we go. For NFL news, check and see what the latest news and headlines is today, y'all. Okay. Oh, good. I'm glad we got to this right here. Dak Prescott was fined $25K for his response, his words, his comments of what the Dallas Cowboys fan base did to the ref. Are we expecting somebody to be politically correct when they feel wronged? Texans conduct head coach interview with veteran. What? Look at it. Now that name came up out of nowhere. Look, they interviewing Josh McCown for second consecutive year. Dak Prescott, right here, look, $25K for comments directed at ref following wild card loss to the 49ers. Coach on Earth says comments weren't directed at Wentz. I would have told Carson face to face. Mike Vrabel, Titans have to decide on Dak instead on Bengals Friday. So, I mean, it's already out there. King Henry might be playing anyway Saturday for the game. We'll have to watch and see because they're playing a. Nah, I mean, without Derrick Henry, personally, I mean, one more game is not going to kill you. You got a chance. I know you want to put all the pieces on the board for a secure win, but even if you're playing Cincinnati, Joey B, Jay Chase, T Higgs, Joe Mix, T Boy. I mean, come on, CJ. Oh, the Bengals are riding a wave right now. 31-year drought is over. The Bengals have emerged as that team. Look at what Patrick Mahomes did with Kansas City. Look at Josh Allen with the Bills. This is what the Cincinnati Bengals have become. They are that team. They are the next level. This is what Miami thought they had with Tua. This is what New England ensures that they have with Mac Jones. You're going to make the transition. Look at Derek Carr with the Raiders. Joe air it out, A-Bear out there in L.A. with the Chargers. You put Matthew Stafford around the right weaponry, and look what he did. Look at Tom Brady. 44 with backups. You see what happens when you lose key pieces. Look at Matt Ryan. Look at the New Orleans Saints. Look at Carolina Panthers. Look at the Dallas Cowboys. Got all them weapons. Derrick Jones even said it in the presser after the loss. He said, what? With all of the talented pieces on this team, we shouldn't have been in that position in the first place. So I'm not going to comment on any of this because, of course, I don't want to talk about it. He feel like his fans. He wish he could throw some shit on the field too at the ref because that was what? Mishandling of that game. Granted, Dallas, you have to do better. You have too many high potential, talented offensive pieces to be in a position to have to need a faulty call to get you a first. And then the head coaching has not changed because Mike McCartney, as many people have want his head on the auction block. Dallas is keeping him. He's not going nowhere. He's staying there. Dan Quinn may be gone. Kellen Mond may be gone, but Mike McCartney is there. Okay. I mean, could we put him on the who's next list? I thought B-Flow with Miami was going to stay put, but shocked me. So, like I said, King Henry should be back. I mean, I'm gonna find out this morning because GMFB just started here in New Orleans of my time, so I shall find out. But there's a lot of headlines right here that we're gonna be digging into today, especially on this Friday perspective, man. Because Dak, he getting at 25. Bruce Arians, he's getting hit through the 50 burger. We got 49ers. We got Green Bay facing off in the divisional round. We got Kansas City, Buffalo. Oh, my. Tampa and the LA Rams. This is definitely a great divisional 21 NFL postseason run, y'all. We're witnessing it. All right, let's see. Okay. So, look here. I'm personally going to save the prediction part for the divisional round for the next seg because I think the head coaching thing has got me all the way tore up. Because if you look at it, Seattle is another name that's potentially could be on the list as well. Sean Payton to Dallas Cowboys rumors is of course trending back on Twitter. A lot of the coordinator positions could be up in the air as far as who's who, who's where, who signs what. This is interesting. I don't honestly know what we can expect from these. All right, let's just go. Let me see. Let's go back. Let me go back and see. So, like, right. Let's see what we got here. Right. All right, here we go. All right, the Texans that conduct the head coach interview with Josh McNeil. All right. There go the Aaron Rodgers, latest Aaron Rodgers story for y'all to run away with the headlines for the day, guys. Is who needs the Super Bowl with the most? Aaron Rodgers tops the list. Mike Variable Titans to decide. Like I said, that's going to be a game time decision, most likely. They're going to work him out. Today is the day. If he looks good today, he may be a game time decision. But I expect to see Derrick Henry back on the field, especially if this is your chance to get to the AFC Championship right here. You want to put all weapons on. Everybody wants to show up and come through clutch in this moment. You definitely want to come through clutch in this moment. What else we got? Oh, Willie Gay is arrested for misdemeanor criminal damage. That story you can find this on the NFL website. Okay, I'm not going to dive into that because it's personal business. Tight ends. Okay. Now, there we go. This is what I want to see. Mike McCarthy has a great confidence in himself as a Cowboys coach. I know how to win in this league. See, that's the problem. You know how to win in this league, but you haven't won. You haven't won. You haven't brought it back. You got dominated against the Cardinals at home, the Vegas Raiders at home. When it came down to the postseason, when you knew that you had time to prepare and scheme, game plan against this team, what happened? The 49ers came in and they what? Dominated you. The score was close, but Dallas, the fourth quarter run, if you didn't pay attention to the Sean Payton New Orleans Saints era when they used to be a second half team and they want to score all these points in the fourth quarter and they come up short. That's what happened to you, Dallas. You needed a timeout, a play the outside, and you decided to scheme up a quarterback sneak. And as time is ticking, you're trying to line up and the ref signal game's over. One and done. Yet again. Again. One and done. Dallas Cowboy fans, nothing against you. Let's have a moment of silence for Dallas fans, please. Now, with that being said, you have to look forward to next year where everybody in your division is going to be better. The Giants, they clean house. Philadelphia, they made it to the postseason. Washington was a few games out, but guess what? Don't expect them not to get any improvement. Dallas, you're spending a lot of money, and Jerry Jones is not happy with the amount of money he spent and the performance that he's getting. I don't blame him. I wouldn't be paying for a service that I can't enjoy either. But this is Dallas. Everything's bigger in Texas. Ah, yes. Okay. So, all right. Let me see. All right. John Gruden seems to pop his head back up there, even though he's been up here waiting, trying to sue the NFL for this. But the NFL filed a motion to dismiss that. Okay. They filed a motion. It's not been dismissed. It's nowhere I'm saying that it's anything other. It's just that they're trying to dispute his claims. Mason Rudolph, Dwayne Haskins cited as prospect for competing QB1 next season. But I'm going to put that poll on Twitter today. Who is going to be Pittsburgh's next QB1 for 2022? Uh, 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 Take a moment of silence for the home Big Ben Roethlisberger, number 7, who went out on a bit of a sour send-off. Number 7 deserved better, but we won't talk about that because of the decline in performance. That's what has Pittsburgh with their pants down, mad because there wasn't a contingency plan in place in case you had to be without your future Hall of Fame landing strip quarterback. Don't understand, but okay, sure. Who's going to be that quarterback? That's a good question. Baker Mayfield has his surgery. He comes out with a couple posts, and he's thinking that the doctor and the surgeons and all that, good, Baker, we want to see you next year. Of course, the speculation rumor was that Baker might not be in Cleveland, but after listening to head coach Stefanski and Andrew Berry, Baker will definitely be back there next year. If anything changes, we'll be the first to know about it because that's what we come through clutch for, baby. All right, let's go. All right. Okay, now this is what makes me think Mike McCarthy is about to be out of there, or maybe Jerry changes his mind at a later date, or maybe it could be one more try. But defense's last second draw play, we had a great confidence in that. If you don't have no timeouts, you have no time on the clock. Why would you dial up a running play? If we play Madden, if anybody's played any kind of competitive game and the time is against you, why would you do something to waste more time? You've been screaming to the outside and it's been working. You've been getting to the ball to the outside, receivers going out. Why? You know teams are going to give you the middle so that they can hold you. And then when you have no time, Mike, didn't we have the situation prior to this, Mike? Remember, well, that was 2 weeks ago that you didn't have the timeout and the ball was advanced, but you wouldn't have had a timeout to pause the game to actually challenge that, and you end up losing that, Mike. And what happened here, Mike? We went with the same thing. No timeouts, time against me. You just call a quarterback draw, run play. That gets up there, but the ref is damn near 30 yards back. Shout out for Mike McCarthy, y'all, because he's going to need one after this one right here. Mike McCarthy, are you really that arrogant or that stupid? Which fucking one is it? You know that you're playing for your life right now. You're playing for the opportunity to advance. You call a draw play after the successful completion that you had that was to the outside where the receivers are able to get to the outside, stop the clock. You finally get down the field to where you're in range. You need a tutty to win. And again, I don't see why would you not. I have to agree. It was like the Giants fans when Joe Judge didn't immediately get fired. They're like, wait, Dave Gettleman retired. Why are we keeping Joe Judge? This is how Cowboys fans feel right now. Why are we keeping Mike? Makes you wonder. All right. Let's see. See right here. Look, we'll see where I'm at Friday. This is Tennessee Titans running back Derrick Henry. Speaking on that. And there goes. Well, I started off the show with the Bruce Arians $50,000 fine. That was quite interesting, I must say. But you know, Dak got hit with it. But right here, you can see we have it at Cincinnati, Tennessee, San Fran, Green Bay, LA, Tampa, Buffalo, Kansas City. Okay. Where we at, y'all? 35. Okay, 35. All right. I'm gonna just go ahead and kill it right down and come back with the next segment after this one. It is your boy Jay the Perspective, and this is Clutch Sports Media 365 coming through Clutch Podcast CTC by CSM365. Look for us on Twitter Check for us on the gram. We're everywhere you want to be. We come through clutch with the latest NFL news, updates, highlights, and injury reports. Also, we have some gambling tips for y'all too coming soon. So stay tuned as we are coming through Clutch Podcast with your host Jada Perspective. And this is what Clutch Sports Media 365. Let's go. We're also on Anchor Podcast as well, Clutch Sports Media 365.